And he says, people aren't mature enough to learn these things yet, and they won't be able to, people might take advantage of it. And like,
seems like
that is disturbing, Sheikh man. Because your job is to clarify the religion for people.
Yeah.
And now you're going to decide what's in their best interest and keep. It's just messed up. But there are other interpretations. Now don't even hit them, just go away from them.
Yeah.
I'm not as convinced of them from linguistics perspective. Right?
Mm-hmm.
But from the context. Now here's the thing. فَإِنْ أَطَعْنَكُمْ, if they start obeying you. The question is, if you think your wife is cheating on you, why don't you just leave her?
Yeah.
Because ayat in the Quran are there. If you think she's, you can accuse her. You can do. Now, if you accuse in a Muslim society, then you're going to accuse and they're going to go to court and the entire family will be humiliated and she might even be executed, whatever.
Yeah.
Proceedings are going to happen. And if she doesn't want to admit to it, she'll have to declare that Allah's curse should be on her if she's lying. Mm-hmm. Do you hate her that much that you want Allah's curse to be on her forever? And maybe there are kids involved, there's other family involved, there are emotions involved. Maybe you don't want to leave her. Maybe you want to move on from this incident. So he says, if they start obeying you, then don't make a case against them again. فَإِنْ أَطَعْنَكُمْ فَلَا تَبُوا عَلَيْهِنَّ سَبِيلًا. Start over. Don't bring it up again. Move on. If you're gonna move on, then you better move on.
Wow.
Don't ever bring it up again. إِنَّ اللَّهَ كَانَ عَلِيًّا كَبِيرًا. Allah is the ultimately high. Why did Allah say it in this ayah? Why did He say He's the ultimately high? Because Allah did not give you the height. He's the ultimately high. He's the big one. He's Kabir, not you. He put the man in his place at the end of this ayah. Now, from the context, this ayah is actually not about hitting women at all. It's about protecting the fidelity and the loyalty inside a marriage. That's what it's about. And what a man is afraid of that's happening. By the way, why use the word fear? If somebody says, I'm afraid of the uprising of my wife, fear, by the way, is she put too much chai? I'm so scared.
Yeah.
It's not something you're scared of. That's something you're mad about.
Yeah, it's an inconvenience.
But if a husband thinks his wife is cheating, is he scared?
Yeah.
Yeah. The word fear in any other interpretation doesn't add up. How are you afraid that she leaves the bathroom door open? How are you afraid that she raises her voice? That has nothing to do with fear.
Yeah, that's actually a position of power.
That's a position of power. And the position of power has been taken away at the end. Can you imagine how much abuse of Allah's word is being done in His name? And then look, it began with qawamun, right? Caretakers, which already tells you, why would you hit someone when you're their caretaker? And then ayat right after, oh, وَاعْبُدُوا اللَّهَ وَبِالْوَالِدَيْنِ إِحْسَانًا وَبِذِي الْقُرْبَى وَالْجَارِ ذِي الْقُرْبَى وَالْجَارِ ذِي الْجُنْبِ. Oh, what? Be the best to your parents, be the best to close relatives, be the best to your neighbors, be the best to people you live next door to, your next door neighbors, and also the people you commute next to. وَالصَّاحِبِ بِالْجَنْبِ. The one who's sitting next to you on a plane or on a bus or on a camel, or be the best to them. Okay, be the best to everyone else, just smack around your wife, huh? What? I don't even understand how they can, this kind of abuse is something Allah talks about in the Quran. الَّذِينَ جَعَلُوا الْقُرْآنَ عِضِينَ. They took the Quran and they tore it to pieces. They tear this piece out, hit them. They tear that piece out and the rest of the speech doesn't even matter to them. And that's the crime they commit. SubhanAllah.
Because I think it's self-serving. Sometimes
that's exactly right.
Such a big problem that
look, if you're going to hit people, you've got an issue.
Yeah.
Don't drag the religion into it.
Yeah.
That's your psychological trauma. You've got a serious problem. You need psychiatric help. Yeah. And if women are being hit, they better seek protection. They better seek counsel, share it with someone, as embarrassing as it is. Because when there's physical abuse, what comes with it is psychological abuse. So the guy will make her feel like scum. He'll make her feel like she deserves it. She'll start thinking she deserves it. They're so beat sometimes, they actually think they deserve it. It's good for them. Yeah. That's the height of psychological abuse and trauma, right? And those kinds of women, they need to, if a woman finds herself in that situation, she needs to get help. She needs to get family involved. I don't want to tell you, I don't want to disturb my parents. Yes, you do. Go disturb your parents. Your mother bore a lot heavier than this. She gave you birth. She almost died. So if you're worried about bothering your mom, she's already been bothered way more than you can ever imagine. Go tell your mom. Tell someone, you know. Help deal with it as a family. If not, just at least go to a professional, you know. Somebody outside. But this should not go unanswered. And nobody should ever think nobody else cares. Because that's what the abuser does.
Yeah.
Abusers, as they abuse you, they tell you, who's going to care about you?
Yeah.
Who cares about you? You know,
Yeah.
I'm doing you a favor. That's how they frame it. And they just develop this unfortunate mindset that keeps them imprisoned, not only in that relationship, but even in their mind, they're imprisoned. And that needs to be just broken.
Yeah.
Subhanallah.
And what do you say about some people who say the context of how the word فَضَرَبَ اللَّهُ مَثَلًا, like how the word
Yeah.
daraba is used in the Quran
Yeah.
isn't necessary, is used in different ways as well?
It is used in different ways. Like, you know, I didn't want to get technical about it, but the way that it's used in this ayah, وَضْرِبُوهُنَّ, there's no preposition with it. And there's nothing that indicates that it's being used figuratively.
Okay.
You know? So, to me, that's a stretch. From a language perspective, that's a pretty big stretch. And I haven't exhausted study in classical scholarship. I don't know if anybody even went that route, but I know that opinion does exist. So I do respect it as an opinion. I'm not as convinced of it. You know? Subhanallah. But you know, look at it from the harshest interpretation could be that this is in the case of infidelity. And the softest interpretation could be this is about walking away from the relationship. You know? Those are the two. And there's no other range. So in the ayah, this is an ayah of practicality and something we're supposed to love. Subhanallah. May Allah Azza wa Jal help the Muslims get out of abuse, whether or not they're being abused or whether they're the abusers themselves. Subhanallah. Barakallahu. We'll see you next time, inshallah.